Was Hannah from Below Deck Med fired, or did she quit? Hey everybody, this is Tuesday. Hope you're good. This is a bombshell update for Below Deck Mediterranean, which is coming back, and a lot of shocking details coming out in just the last few hours. This is LALATE. As always, like and subscribe to this channel and drop your comments below, and we may feature them in tomorrow's recording. And please hit that bell on the front of this channel so you get an alert when a new video goes live. And we'll be answering your questions tomorrow to this video if you drop them by 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But let's get right to the news. Really quite shocking today because Below Deck Mediterranean returned for its 5th season this week. And leading the interior was Hannah for the 5th season as an OG of the franchise. Captain Sandy, of course, entered the show on the 2nd season. Well, to promote the new season, Hannah appeared via Zoom with Bryce Sanders of Entertainment Tonight, which is a go-to channel for promoting Bravo TV products. And during that exchange, the interview went this way. When sort of literally out of nowhere, Hannah said that possibly, probably, maybe, all very qualified, that this might be her last season. Entertainment Tonight ran the story as Hannah is quitting, that this is her last season, but she clearly qualified it with a maybe, possibly, probably to it. It got even stranger later in the day when Captain Sandy was available for comment by the same channel, the same program, Entertainment Tonight, and said that Hannah might be overreacting, that interior crew members and deckhands typically say they're quitting after every season, that they're sort of exhausted with the process, only to return thereafter. But I mean, this is different. This is the original cast member of the show. As everyone knows, Below Deck and Below Deck Med are franchises that basically use a low salary scale of revolving door cast members that they replace season to season. And in doing so, they don't have to raise people's salaries. They don't have to give them a raise. They replace deckhands season after season, or replace interior crew season after season. In some cases, crew members or interiors are brought back for a 2nd season. Sometimes they last for a 3rd, but generally it's that 2nd season that they come back. Maybe they get a slight raise, maybe they don't. But no one sits around for 3 seasons and goes. It's not like Housewives where you're there for a couple and then you go and you come in and you go. No, it's a revolving door. That's the concept. That's the financial data of the show. So here you have the question, well, why? What happened in this current situation? It was very unusual for Hannah to announce on the taping today with Sanders that this probably would be her last season. But it seemed almost strange in the same regard that Captain Sandy was ready to come back and say, hey, maybe she is just reacting. That was early in the day. Then came midday, when the New York Post, page 6, ran a story that said Hannah was fired. That 2 sources close to the production told the Post that Hannah was fired. When sought for comment, Hannah and Bravo TV had no comment. What makes this strange, though, is that the New York Post says that the firing is depicted on camera this season, basically suggesting that somewhere in the season, Hannah is sent home, potentially by Sandy or someone or something. So if you put the 2 things together, it sort of sounds like someone gets exasperated or exhausted by the situation and wants to walk away. But is that a firing or a quitting? What makes this even weirder is the following. Below Deck Med, in particular, has been rocked by bizarre scandals in the last couple of months, namely Chef Mila. When Chef Mila was brought on to the show and her appearance started early on, LA ran a lot of exclusives. Those exclusives ticked off a lot of people, and we were contacted by cast and by production, and they were not happy with our reporting. In the end, the following happened. With regards to Chef Mila and her employment and her hiring, it's to this day unclear why there was a breakdown in casting to not determine really whether her resume was true or correct or not. And when asked to come on camera or at least on record about what happened during Mila's casting, production initially said they would, and then they said they needed clearance, and then they said they wouldn't, leaving viewers literally to this day no explanation of what happened during Chef Mila's casting. What they did see is that Chef Mila was used as a ratings juggernaut for the show, with an excuse of we didn't know who she was. Viewers didn't buy it. What also happened was the following. When Chef Mila first appeared on the scene in the first few episodes, Chef Ben was on social media slamming her, and LALATE then shortly, like within hours, ran exclusive that Chef Ben joins the season later thereon to replace Chef Mila. Okay, that's that. But never in the 10 years of reporting have we ever seen what happens after that. Several cast members, and we're not going to name who they are, went on the record and then slammed reports from LALATE and others that that later copied LALATE's story, slammed reports that Chef Ben actually joins his franchise later in the season to replace Chef Mila, saying he never does anything, that he was just visiting us when we're on a location and we just had a nice chat and a drink. They actually ran a false narrative to press to cover up Chef Ben, who is, they're not production, they're cast members. Why are you giving a false narrative? And they did. Ultimately, the reporting was correct. Chef Ben did replace Chef Mila. He was brought on later in the season. To this day, there's been no explanation really what happened therein. And then there was this. Last season, I think it was when Below Deck, the original franchise, was airing, there was this Twitter spat that blew up and continued on BravoTV.com, in which Kate was slamming Hannah. And during this whole exchange, Hannah remained silent. She had no comment. She refused to comment, as she's refusing to comment about the New York Post article today. And Kate would not explain why she and Hannah are no longer friends. The two had reached out to LALATE at one time to even promote their then podcast, but their friendship had deteriorated. So what went south? Well, when asked by Andy Cohen, Kate said that Hannah was upset about salaries and had reached out to Hannah for guidance about how to ask for higher salaries, and that somehow that went south. Of course, Hannah had no comment about it. And so here we are, a web of confusion with a show that is just loved by everyone. Everyone loves Below Deck. Everyone loves Below Deck Med. Everyone loves the cast members. They love Hannah. Including myself. Everyone loves Hannah. Everyone loves Captain Sandy. But the show, which is just a very well-oiled machine that does incredible ratings, has been wrought by strange scandals that sort of percolate on the surfaces, never get answered, never go anywhere, and we're supposed to forget that they occurred. So what do you think happened? I mean, maybe we'll see it play out later in the season, but what happens to Hannah? Does she leave Below Deck Med, or is she fired? And what do you think will happen to her later in the season? Drop your comments below, and we love to hear them from you, and we may feature them in tomorrow's recording. As always, stay up LA for more.